That was pretty cool. I'm the luckiest guy alive.
That is some fancy drilling.
In Marshall, Illinois, the snow has melted. B&T Drainage, winner of the Vermeer Ultimate Crew Competition, is back at work. And there's a pile of jobs ready to be completed. Today, Chase Boyer and his crew will be tackling 2 shots at an apartment complex in Effingham, Illinois, installing 8-inch water lines with their D40x55 S3 Navigator horizontal directional drill. There's a city inspector to keep happy, and hundreds of apartment residents to keep out of the way. And to top it all off, a whole lot of congestion underground.
B&T got the project. They submitted a proposal to directional bore most of it. We kind of like that idea. It's less mess, less disruption to traffic, plus the price was similar to the open trench, so we approved them to go ahead and directional bore as much of this as they could. Sometimes you got to thread the needle through all the utilities.
This is a water replacement job. We're upsizing, putting 8-inch in, and we're just in this apartment complex, kind of windy and curvy, so we just put a 90-degree elbow in, and now we're ready to take off and do another long shot.
With today's technology, with everything being in the ground, there's a lot of utilities in the way when we're installing, especially sewer lines, and it's a challenge.
And everyone understands that's on high alert. You knock down a fiber and it can shut down a town, hospital, ambulances. It's something that you really gotta pay a lot of attention to. We'll go through with the city and make an as-built and measure off certain points that have already been pre-marked through GPS. And if we don't see it, we got our 3 foot on each side of the marks.
All right, you're in a ways there.
We always play it safe, but as far as specific coordinates of where it's at, it's just not easily available for us to do that yet. A lot of these, especially smaller towns, they just didn't keep good records of when they install the water main. So a lot of times if there's not a valve anywhere around, they don't have any idea of being able to tell exactly where it's at.
It's a Boyer family trait, the willingness to do whatever it takes. Each Boyer is committed to getting the job done right, though no surprise, each Boyer might have a different opinion on just how the work should be done.
Everybody shares the same drive, trying to get stuff done and do it right. That's what the big factor is.
That was one of the hardest things when they started doing stuff and I wasn't around was, well, they're not doing it like I do it, but all ends up getting done. So there's pretty good discussion between everybody about stuff like that. So sometimes a little more in the discussion.
He says we only got about 4 inches of clearance. Should be right at it or just past it. All right, hold up.
It's an old asbestos line and they just don't know where it's at, and we were pre-reaming our hole and clipped the side of it, and I'll go shut the main off. Water came spraying everywhere, so now we got the main shut down and we're gonna have to pull back our rods and move over and shoot again and put our pipe in a different place. That's just proof that we did our potholing and we checked, there was a service right there, we checked the service, knew the depth of it, and I just was showing where the main actually is and then going and putting where they thought it was. It's really no one's fault. It was put in so many years ago that they just don't know where it's at. It's just bad luck is all it is. We get paid by the foot, so when you're not putting pipe in the ground, you're not making any money. I'm gonna shove the rods in a little bit harder next time, I can tell you that.
After today's water main mishap, Chase is spotted checking his phone. Is he calling John to let him know what happened? Probably not, if he wants to keep his ears from ringing. To say that the crew of B&T Drainage is competitive is an understatement. They like to win, so you'll often find them debating ways to get better, to save time, to improve accuracy, to do more.
They are all really competitive. Well, John, he would be the one that wants to get the most done, I think.
It's all 3 of them in a different way. Where Chase is very quiet. He's going to go about it in a sneaky way, and then when he gets what he wants, he gets this little smirk on his face. Where Colby, he's gonna let you know he's doing it, and when he wins or he gets to that point first, you're gonna know it. And he's gonna, you know, rant on about it, about how good he did or whatever. And then Dad, he's quiet too. He's not like Chase, he's just very quiet with it, and he'll get excited, but he'll just be calm about it and go on.
I get to see a lot of what Chase does, so. And he, you know, he wants to do things right the first time. He's always got his head on straight about what needs to be done, how it needs to be done.
It's been a somewhat frustrating day for the Boyer family, but tomorrow's another day. Now it's time to catch up, plan for the next job, and sit down for a well-earned meal as a family. Can B&T Drainage solve their job site challenges by turning to some new tools and technology? Or will paper continue to rule the day? Find out how productivity tools from Vermeer start making a difference on the next episode of The Ultimate Crew, Behind the Job.